Hi, my name is Jasmine and I started my small sticker shop almost 9 months ago in my bedroom. I started off with 3 sticker designs and eventually expanded to over 30 plus products, including not just stickers, but sticker sheets and phone charms. I've currently shipped over 6,000 stickers, so it's safe to say that my business is steadily growing. So in today's video, I want to share some helpful tools and advice that helped me grow my business to where it is today. First of all, I highly recommend selling on Shopify rather than Etsy, especially from the beginning. I originally started selling my stickers on Etsy because it seemed to be the quickest and easiest way to just start up my store. You don't need to start up your own website from scratch, you get access to their marketplace, and you just don't have to deal with a lot of the nitty-gritty stuff that you would typically have to deal with if you were starting your own business from the floor up. The major con to this is that you will run into a lot of fees. Etsy has fees upon fees, and it wasn't until I got hit with my monthly statement from Etsy that I realized, oh my goodness, there are a bajillion fees that I was not aware of in the beginning. And on top of that, you do have to pay a startup fee as well. And so for me, because I'm selling stickers, my profit margins are already so low. So literally every single penny and dollar counts. So with all these Etsy fees adding up, it just didn't make sense to keep on running solely on Etsy. I still have my Etsy up just because I do want access to the marketplace, but I'm primarily focused on promoting and really just focusing all my time and energy on my Shopify. If you're drawing a lot of organic traffic, it just doesn't make sense to continue on Etsy because the whole point of having your store on Etsy is that you have that access to the marketplace. So it's good for people that don't necessarily know how to market their stuff and you just don't have that big of an audience to begin with. So if you ever want to support any small business owner, definitely shop directly on their site rather their Etsy. Number 2 is getting a thermal label printer. So when I first started my business, I didn't have a thermal label printer because it just didn't make sense to invest in one right away. I was essentially printing all my labels from my printer, cutting them up, and then taping them onto my envelopes, which was super time consuming. But because I didn't have that many orders to begin with, it just made a lot more sense this way, and it was more cost effective at the time. Although it was super time consuming, I just felt like it wasn't the right time to get a thermal label printer just from the start because I didn't know how big my business was going to grow, and if it was going to remain small, it just didn't make sense. It wasn't until I started spending a lot more time on cutting up labels and directly sticking them on there that I realized, okay, it's time to actually invest in a thermal label printer. And thermal label printers aren't cheap. I'm sure that you can find a used one on Facebook Marketplace, but I paid around maybe like $90 for mine. So although it is a little bit of an investment in the beginning, it does pay off in the long run because thermal label printer paper is super cheap, a lot cheaper than if you were to print your labels directly from your printer. Just for me right now, as my business is growing, it makes a lot more sense, but I wouldn't recommend getting it right away in the beginning. Okay, number 3 is manufacturing. Now, I still make all of my die cut stickers here in my studio, and I'll probably continue to make them for the time being, but for some things, such as my sticker sheets and my phone charms, I outsource them just because it makes more sense to do that. So I would definitely say that manufacturing is one of the trickiest things that I had to deal with when I first started out my business and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. It can be a very huge risk, so I always want to make sure that I'm making the right choices. That's why I like using Kittle Flows, which is a creative tool with Kittle that allows me to take one idea into a dozen of design variations. It helps me play around with my ideas and envision what they would look like before I commit to anything. I already use Kittle to help me organize all my small business graphic assets, so having this additional feature is so useful. It is super simple. You can start from scratch or start from a template. They have a bunch of useful templates available to make it easy for any business owner, such as this enamel pin maker template, for example. Just drop an idea or design on the board and watch your vision unfold. They also have a bunch of other ones that are super helpful for small business owners in every stage of your business. So if you want to check it out, make sure to click the link in my description down below and try Kittle Flows for free. Next up, we have email marketing. It's crazy because a lot of people will tell you how important it is. For some reason, for me, I never really realized how important it was until I started actually using email marketing myself. I realized this the moment I actually had my second shop update on my Shopify, and a majority of my sales actually came from my email list customers. So if you don't have an email list now, or if you're not dedicating a lot of energy or time into collecting those emails, you better start now because I've realized that those email list customers are the ones that are going to be the most loyal, and they're also going to be your repeating customers as well. I also love being able to treat my email list as kind of like a special little community. So what I've started doing since my last shop update is actually including a little freebie for everyone everyone that signed up for my mailing list. And going forward, I'm probably going to include a freebie for every shop update. So it's just like a nice little way to reward and give something back to your returning and loyal customers. This is your sign to pay more attention to your email list because it is very, very important. Number 5, marketing. Now, I know you're going to be like, oh, well, duh, of course you have to market your small business. However, one thing that I've noticed, especially with small business owners in this niche, is that a lot of people don't know how to market their products consistently and also have a very clear marketing plan. And oftentimes your marketing plan is going to matter a lot more than the actual product itself. I feel like this is something that I've learned to do over the past couple of years of doing social media. It's definitely an accumulation of being both chronically online and then also being very interested in business, marketing, and social media itself. I've also just noticed that there's so many talented small business owners and artists that have just such amazing art, but a lot of people just don't know that it exists, so they're not able to sell their products, and it's just really disheartening and it's really sad to see because these people deserve sales. Even though I'm saying all this about marketing, it's something that I personally really struggle with a lot as well, because one thing about marketing, especially with social media marketing, is that you do have to stay consistent, and that can oftentimes be really, really difficult, especially for small business owners, just because you have to wear all these different hats all at once. So it's really hard to do things well consistently all the time. I also know that for some people, and I personally struggle with this as well, feeling annoying when you have to market your products often. Don't feel annoyed, because the thing is, if you don't market your products, no one else will. And the thing is, you may feel like, oh my god, I'm being so annoying by just constantly shoving my products in people's faces, but a lot of people tend to forget. And especially with the environment of just constant scrolling on like TikTok and Instagram, everyone has a short attention span. Don't be afraid to just continuously push out your things, and don't feel like you're being annoying, because oftentimes there's going to be that person that wants to buy your stuff, but they're going to forget. So when they see your post, they're going to be reminded, and you're going to have that sale, which is really exciting. I hope that all this was super useful and that you incorporate it into your small business. Before I end this video, I do want to give a little shout out to my strawberry sticker business. If you're in the market for some new journaling stickers, or even just some stickers to decorate your journal or water bottle or laptop, then definitely check out my little store. All of these stickers, or most of the stickers, are handmade by me in my little studio. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.